Learn from the best in the game with Elite 11 Team Reveal. The most advanced team reveal available, Elite 11 offers real-time updates and push notifications to track every move. The combined Elite 11 managers boast an impressive rank history. Compare your squad to each Elite manager and unlock statistics and data on their squads. FPLtips viewers get 15% off via the link in the description. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for the Gameweek 1 team selection video. For any new viewers, this is a weekly series that will run throughout the season, where I'll take you through my transfer and captaincy plans for the game week ahead. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram @_FPLtips to be notified of any last minute changes to the team before each deadline. So let's get on with it. Here's how the team is set to line up for game week 1. One of the key changes I've made since the first draft is to spend more money on the goalkeeper. I'm generally less keen on the 4.5 options now, and I've come around to the idea of starting with a premium pick like Ederson and then downgrading to the best 4.5 option that emerges when I play the wildcard, which is likely to be fairly early on in the first 5 or 6 game weeks, given that we get unlimited transfers after the World Cup anyway. With such a strong template emerging this season, the goalkeeper position is one of the few areas where we can be a little bit differential. The top 2 sides begin the campaign with great fixtures. I've loaded up on Liverpool elsewhere, and so Ederson just makes sense as a short-term safe bet between the sticks. But I am also considering Aaron Ramsdale. If I decided to invest 0.5 more elsewhere in the team, he's now my favourite pick amongst the 5 million keepers. Despite the temptation of selecting 4 million defender Nico Williams, I've stuck with the 5 at the back formation. The only difference from the first draft is that I've swapped out Ben Chilwell for Andy Robertson. Chilwell has had his minutes managed quite carefully in pre-season, and Chelsea's overall form and lack of centre-back signings puts me off the double up with Reece James. Owned by just over 11% of managers, Robertson is one of the more differential picks in this draft, and that's one reason I prefer him to the 24% owned Luis Diaz. Alexander-Arnold and Cancelo are non-negotiables for me, with their opening fixtures and various avenues for points, while Ivan Perisic looks to have just about earned a starting place to face Southampton after an impressive 75-minute display against Roma at the weekend. There's no longer a place for Bukayo Saka in my midfield. I've downgraded him to teammate Gabriel Martinelli to free up funds. Smith Rowe missed the majority of pre-season through injury, and the Brazilian has taken his chance, providing 5 assists and a goal, and linking up well with new signing Gabriel Jesus in a fluid front 3. Mo Salah remains my premium pick of choice in midfield, while Pedro Neto keeps his place despite the injury to Raul Jimenez. A front 3 of Neto, Podence and Gibbs-White has been working quite well for Wolves in pre-season, and Neto, with 3 goals and 2 assists, looks to be getting back to his pre-injury form. Leon Bailey is also in my thoughts. He's made himself almost a sure starter to face Bournemouth in game week 1 after an eye-catching pre-season. One way to include him would be by downgrading Ederson to Ramsdale, and then upgrading a 4.5 midfielder on the bench. But that would mean benching one of Martinelli or Neto in game week 1, and that's not really a decision I want to give myself. Gabriel Jesus has forced his way into my team after notching 7 goals for the Gunners in pre-season, following his move from Man City this summer. He's by far the most owned player in the game, with over 71% of fantasy managers relying on the Brazilian. Alongside him, I've been flip-flopping between Haaland and Kane, but I'm pretty certain after his Community Shield performance that I'm going to start with Erling Haaland. He came through 90 minutes, calming fears over his fitness, and did everything but score in that match, racking up a 1.6 expected goals figure. That's demonstrated to me that I'm very likely to want to captain him in game week 2 against Bournemouth, and by going for him from the start I can avoid booking in that transfer, which might be better used elsewhere. We could have a 4 million starting goalkeeper on our hands with Danny Ward, with Kasper Schmeichel looking likely to leave Leicester in the coming days. But I'm not overly keen on fielding him ahead of Ederson or Ramsdale, because as I mentioned earlier, I see that goalkeeper spot as one of just 2 or 3 positions where I can have a differential compared to the template. So I want to take maximum advantage of that by getting the best in that position. Andreas Pereira remains the 4.5 million midfielder of choice, nailed on at number 10 for Fulham and perhaps set for an even bigger share of set pieces, with Harry Wilson now a major injury doubt for the start of the season. I like his teammate Harrison Reed as a second 4.5 option in midfield, He's one of the few other players at that price that look likely to start matches. Although I will be watching Billy Gilmour carefully in case he gets a loan move to Everton. Also, as I say, I'm still somewhat tempted to find the cash to upgrade that player to Leon Bailey. Sam Greenwood and Cameron Archer are the two standout forward options at 4.5. I've gone with the Leeds man because he's more versatile, he can play a number of positions, and that should help him gain minutes along with the 5-sub rule. With Aston Villa looking likely to play a 4-3-3 formation, I suspect Danny Ings might be more of a threat to Archer's game time. With no Spurs attacker in this team, it's an easy decision to go with Mohamed Salah for captaincy, up against a promoted side in Fulham. I'm fairly sure I'd still lean that way even if I owned Kane or Son, and that's another factor as to why I've gone with Haaland over Kane. Salah has scored in every single one of his opening weekend fixtures over the past 5 seasons, amassing a total of 7 goals and 4 assists, and averaging 13.6 points per game.